welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is going to be a Motivation Monday video. Now, I haven't done Motivation Monday videos, I think, in a few weeks, so I'm really excited to do this video today. If you are new to this channel, typically on Mondays, I go over motivational sayings, quotes, scriptures, Bible verses. I go over events that happen in my life or events that you all send in to go over, elaborate on, and provide motivation and inspiration for the week. So if you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So today I don't have a quote. Well, I guess this is a quote. I didn't necessarily Google this quote, but I'm sure it's out there. And what I'm going to be titling this video is going to be something along the lines of wanting success is not enough. It's not enough. And so, I do want to talk about this because I rarely meet anyone that says I don't want success in my life. If I meet someone, whether I'm doing a consultation, whether it's just in passing, whether it's, through a mutual friend, whether it's through a business relationship, wherever, if we get on the topic of what we are wanting to do and what we are striving towards, more than likely everyone has a goal, everyone has a vision, everyone has something that they want. I used to always say, you have to want it bad enough in order for it to happen. And although part of that is true, there's so many people that want success but still aren't obtaining it. Now, we mentioned in a few videos, success can mean a multitude of things, right? Success to me could be something and success to you can be something else. But as long as we're feeling successful in our life, what we're doing, and we're feeling like we're on the right path, there's a sense of fulfillment. And so a sense of fulfillment it's priceless. To feel like you're doing something, to feel like it's working, to feel like you're making a difference, and that you're actually walking in your purpose, that you're fulfilling your potential, and that you're helping others along the way. It's a priceless feeling. And so the first thing that I want to go over is put your vision into perspective. So often we talk about what we want. I want this, I want that, whether it's materialistic things or whether it's something with your business, whether it's something with your job, whether it's something with your future. We talk a lot about what we want, but we need to start putting our vision into perspective. That's just what I've been doing. I've been talking a lot about making sure that 2020 is going to be the year of purpose and making sure that each step that we do, it has a direct correlation with what it is our vision and our goal is going to be. I can't speak for everyone, but I really don't, I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to waste any time just doing something just to do it. I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing has a plan that's going to correlate to my purpose, that's going to correlate to my vision, that's going to correlate to my dreams and to my wants and to my idea of success. And so putting your vision in perspective, what is it that you want? And how can I, see it in my life realistically? You can say that you want this, but are you beginning to move your life around to be able to receive what it is you want? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's something in your business, whether it's something in your personal life. There's so many things that we have that we are unwilling to give up in order to get to the next level. And we have to realize sooner or later that some things that we're carrying along cannot go in with us into the next phase of our life if this is what we're wanting. Such as, you may have a habit of being, lazy. There's a lot of people that are lazy out there. I'm not saying that this is for everyone, but some people do have a habit of being lazy. Is that going to fit into the lifestyle that we want? Is that going to fit into our vision? Can I put this in perspective to the lifestyle that I'm wanting? Procrastination. Can I put this into perspective with my vision? How is this going to work hand in hand with my vision? Some of the things that we're doing are conflicting with our vision. Some things just don't go hand in hand. So the first thing that I've started to do is to put everything in perspective. What do I really want? How is this going to fit with my certain behaviors? If it doesn't fit with my certain behaviors, what do I need to change to make sure that this can actually become my reality? I don't want to sit around and just want every year. I don't want to want every month. Now, I'm not saying that you are ever going to get to the point where you're just completely content and you're just like, what? I don't want anything. I'm not going to strive for anything, whatever. I'm here. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that, year after year, there are certain people that are like, I want this, and it doesn't happen. I want this, and it doesn't happen. And it's like, I just wanted to make this video to remind everyone that wanting something is not good enough. It's not good enough to make it actually appear. Now, there are different, circumstances and different, different things that other people may do and different advice that, other people may give you based on their experiences. But I'm just giving you what I have learned based on my experiences. And I'm not saying there's just one way to success. I'm just saying that I've seen so many different business owners. I've seen so many different people wanting to start businesses. I've spoken to so many different people just in my normal life, that year after year, it's like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I get what you want. The next step is figuring out how we're going to achieve it. So making sure that we're putting our goals into perspective. Like I mentioned, this is my goal. How is this going to fit into my life? How am I going to realistically make this a part of me? How am I going to make this a part of my reality, of my world, of my circle? The next tip that I have is become tired of your normal. So, if you're okay with doing the same thing day after day after day, getting the same results year after year after year, there's a sense of you that may feel okay with where you're at. There's a sense of you that may be like, oh, I'm okay with the normal. And I'm not saying don't be okay with your circumstances and don't be grateful of where you're at and what you have. But I am saying that there comes a point where we have to look and say, you know what? I'm not comfortable just living like this. I'm not comfortable. And it doesn't have to be financially. It doesn't have to be, emotionally. It doesn't, whatever it means to you. You know what I mean? Whatever it means to you. There's not a blanket fix it all for everyone, because everyone's in a different part of their life. Everyone has a different circumstance. Everyone thinks differently. But I am saying that, being tired of the normal, being tired of the same routine, being tired of the same results, definitely may be enough to motivate you to do something else. That's enough to make me want to do something else. If I'm constantly tired of, okay, you know what? Hey, every year this happens. Every year I'm in this position. Every year I feel like this. I'm going to figure out, okay, what can I do to try to change that? I don't want to be in the same position next year. I don't want to be in the same position next month. I don't want to be in the same position 5 years from now. So just me saying I want something more, but still comfortable and still working like I typically do, not changing anything, not wanting to try anything different, not giving anything up, not adding anything new, just becoming comfortable with my norm. How is that going to push me to actually fulfill what it is I need to fulfill so that I can feel that fulfillment and reach my definition of success? If you don't know the answer to that, then it may be time to actually look in the mirror and say, you know what can I do to make sure that I'm not comfortable here anymore? Maybe that's, writing yourself a note each day, or journaling each day. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. And going back each week and looking at, okay, you don't want to feel like this, Brittney. You don't want to think like this, Brittney. What can we do differently this week? Maybe it's, whatever you may do, whatever routine or whatever idea you may have, because you know yourself best, whatever you may have to get yourself out of feeling just comfortable with the same thing day in, day out. That's something that we have to work at. It's something that doesn't really come overnight. It's something that has to be intentful. Like I've been talking about in a lot of my videos, making sure that this year we're doing everything intentional. I'm doing this because I want this to happen. I'm doing this so that this can happen. Not just sitting back and saying I want, but what are we actually going to do to make it happen? The third tip that I have is investing your life changes. So once we have everything, once we have our vision in perspective, how it's going to work for our life, what we're going to either give up, what we're going to include in our life to make this vision actually our reality. Once we figure out, okay, I'm no longer comfortable with the same old thing. I'm no longer comfortable with the same old thinking patterns. I'm no longer comfortable with the same old procrastination. This is what I'm going to do to actually change that. Once we start getting into that mode, the next step that we can focus on is let's start investing in our life changes. So I figured out that, these are my focus areas. These are the areas that I'm going to work on for myself personally. Let me go ahead and invest in it. So if that means that I have a problem with procrastination, what can I do? Do I need to seek counsel? What can I do for that? What can I do to make sure that I'm not procrastinating? Do I need to seek, additional help? Do I need to look up some resources? What do I need to figure out the underlying reason of why I'm procrastinating? Am I scared of success? Am I actually scared of my vision? I'm going to be doing another segment on that probably in a few more weeks. But there's a lot of people that are, scared of actually being successful. You may want success, but they're scared of obtaining it. And it may sound, like what? Who's scared of success? But believe it or not, there's a lot of people that are scared of actually advancing to the next level. There's a lot of people that want to, but they're nervous. They're scared. And that's a very common feeling. And so we have to really start investing in what can we do to make sure that we're investing in ourselves and that we are becoming the best person that we can become. What can I do to make sure that I am investing in my business? And I'm not saying that you have to do anything to put yourself in a financial bind in order to start investing in yourself. Sometimes it just takes, hey, I'm spending this much on coffee per day. So instead of doing this, I'm going to go ahead and find an alternative. I'm going to go ahead and invest part of this money into this. I'm going to go ahead and save this money for this. Or you know what? I'm getting, buying shoes every other week. So instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be intentful with my money. I'm going to be intentful with my purchases. If I can't afford it at this time, I'm not going to do it. If it's going to put me in a financial bind, I'm going to say no. So sometimes we have to, just go back to the basics and start training ourselves on what we already know, but we actually have to start implementing what we know. The fourth tip that I have is stay focused. So a lot of times, when I hear people say, even me, I used to always say, you have to want it bad enough. Do you want it? Do you want it? And everyone would say the same thing, yes, I want it. And I believe you do want it, but we have to stay focused enough. If you're noticing that you're spending, over 8 hours a day on social media, but you're not gaining, you're not on social media working. So you're not working on your business pages. You're not on social media trying to figure out what tags you should put under your pictures in order to get more traffic to your Instagram page. You're not on social media trying to promote, your website or promote your YouTube channel or anything like that. You're strictly on, social media, just browsing. You're strictly on social media, just doing something because you're bored. Now, saying that you're bored, I'm going to be doing another segment on that too. If you're wanting to be successful, if you're wanting to start your business, if you're wanting to change your life, that should be something that's taken out of our vocabulary. You shouldn't be bored. We should not be bored. If we're bored, what can we do? What else can I do? What can I do in my spare time? Why am I bored? Have I worked hard enough today? I'm not saying that you have to work yourself to the point that you're tired and you can't do anything else. I'm not saying that you have to work yourself to the point that it's unhealthy, because there is a point where you can work yourself to the point that you're just, mentally and physically exhausted and you're drained and you're tapped out. I'm not saying push yourself that far. What I'm saying is that if we're bored and all we're doing, we're spending time doing things that don't add to our future, that don't add, to the value of who we're becoming, that don't add to our business, that don't add to the growth of our life, that doesn't move us closer to our success or toward our vision, what are we doing? Like I said before, everything should be intentful. I'm doing this for this. Now, I'm not saying again that there's not going to be any times where you want to just chill out and have fun or chill out and watch a movie. I'm not saying that. A lot of people, when I say certain things, take it out of context. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, typically, if this is your daily routine and you're spending a bulk, a good amount of your time doing something that's not really moving you in the direction that you see you should be going in, then we have to be accountable. We have to say, you know what? I don't need to be told by anyone to stop doing this. What I'm going to do is do this. Even if you have to shave some time, maybe you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to go ahead and completely get off social media, but I'll cut it down. I have an iPhone. I'm sure a lot of people watching me have an iPhone too. And it gives you, how much screen time, you've used. I don't know if that's just for YouTube, if I get those reminders, or if it's for the actual, for the overall phone usage. But I know that you can keep track of how much screen time you're using on your phone. And you'll be amazed if you just sit back and think, how long have I really spent on Facebook today? How long did I really spend on Instagram? How long did I really spend doing this? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but what did I do to provide substance to my life? I went to work. But that's not, what did that do for my business? There's so many people that tell me, when I do consultations, I ask lots of questions and I get insight to, a lot of people's, mentality and to their struggles and their strengths. Even when I'm not doing consultations, if you've ever reached out to me on my website and chatted with me, sometimes depending on the questions that you may ask or depending on the statements that you may say, we may get into a conversation, and it may go from the chat to actually an email. It may go from the email to actually a text message. And we may start to really talk about, what we can do to make sure that we're moving your business in the right direction. And so at that point, we do have to figure out, what are we doing? And I hear a lot of people say, or I see a lot of people say, whether it's in email or in chat, I've been at work all day, so I'm tired. When I get home, I just don't want to do anything else. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for feeling like that, but I'm saying that if you know that you have dreams outside of your job, that your vision is going to be outside of your job, okay, what are we going to do to make that happen? You can sit here and want this all day long, but if you're not doing anything all day long to make this reality, then it's going to, there's a high possibility that it will forever remain just a want. And I don't want that. I want everyone to be able to have, myself included, what I want to actually be my reality. Now, I'm not saying that every single thing that you want is going to come overnight. I remember reading this book. It was the Little Red Hand or something like that, reading it as a child, or my parents reading it to me as a child. And pretty much the moral of the story was the Little Red Hand was doing all of the work, planting the seeds and watering it and going in the kitchen and, doing working with the dough. And, when the bread was ready, everyone that didn't want to work came in and wanted to eat. And so that really stuck with me throughout my life. Like, everyone wants a piece of the pie. Everyone wants, a successful life, whatever they may envision success as. Everyone wants to not struggle. Is everyone willing to actually get out there and diligently do the work? No. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying wanting is not enough. We have to stay focused. It's essential to stay focused. It's essential to constantly remind ourselves, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. Even if I've even set reminders on my phone, you know, Brittney, do this. This is why you're doing it. Even if you put something like work on your website, and then you may want to put in the notes below the reminder on your calendar on your phone, you're doing this because of this. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're wanting to move towards, keep that in your vision. Keep that as your focus point. This is why I'm doing it. This is why I can't give up. This is why I have to stay committed. The last tip that I have is remain hopeful and keep faith. So a lot of times, no matter what journey you're starting, whether it's a business, whether it's, you know, you're wanting to start a program, whether it's, you know, you're wanting to go on a diet, so many people lose vision and they give up because they've lost hope, you know, and because you don't get the results that you think you're going to get. You don't get the results that you feel like you should have gotten based on someone else's journey and based on someone else's story. So you give up. Always keep faith. Always remain faithful. Always remain hopeful. You know, hey, you know, I thought that this would happen by now. It didn't. Instead of me giving up, what else can I do? I don't just have two options. A lot of people think, you know, that their mentality is conditioned to think there's only two options when things aren't going their way. It's either quit and it's quit. And it's like, you know, there's more options than quitting. There's more options than stopping. You know, really stopping is going to prolong the progress. It's going to prolong the process. And so, you know, I don't know about you all, but I don't want to waste time. Like I've been saying, I don't want to waste time. I want to get out. I want to do what it is I enjoy doing. And I want to make sure that I'm moving closer to my purpose, moving closer to my dream, working in my passion, you know, feeling fulfillment. Like I said in the beginning of the video, feeling fulfillment, creating a goal and working toward that goal and actually starting to see that goal pay off. You may not start to see the goal pay off next month. You may not start to see it pay off next year. It may take a few years for you to start to see your goal pay off. But when you start to see it pay off, you're going to feel a sense of fulfillment. I'm telling you, I don't know about you all, but I'm just speaking from my experience. Money can't buy that feeling. Money can't. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to come on here, remind everyone of what you probably know. You know, it's not enough to just want something. This is a reminder. It's not enough to just say, you know what, I really want this. I really want this for my life. But what are you going to do to really make it happen? You know, the last thing that you want is to look up and you're like, man, you know, I have this wallet full of regrets. You know, wow, I wish I would have done this. I wish I could have done this. And it's never too late to try. It's never too late to start. So get started. You know, do what it is you feel like you need to do. Be accountable for yourself. Be accountable for your actions. And be accountable for where you are in your life. If you don't like where you are, that's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. But it's something to say, you know what? I want more. I want more. Even if you like where you are, you can still say, I want more. I want more. And you can go after it. So I really hope that this video helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.